Deputy Premier, can you tell Queenslanders why Robert Fardon was moved into a housing commission property just 100 metres away from a childcare centre?
Well, as the Deputy Premier, I can tell you that Mr Fardon was released from incarceration in 2013. In 2013, when the member for Kawana was the Attorney General in Queensland. He has been under watch. The Police Commissioner of this state knows exactly where he is, and we have introduced the nation's most robust laws in terms of surveillance and accountability for serious offenders. Now, I can understand the community's concern here, but we need laws that will hold up in a court of law. And that's what we have currently in Queensland. We have some of the toughest laws, but we have laws that are entirely defensible and that can be enforced in this state.
That doesn't answer the question of why so close to a childcare centre.
As I said before, this is absolutely consistent with the laws that we have introduced here in Queensland most recently, and they are the most robust laws. And as the Police Commissioner answered on the news bulletins last night, he knows absolutely where Mr Fardon is, and if there's any change in his appearance, in his location, anything he's doing, then there is repercussion under the laws of this state. But I will go back to my point. Mr Fardon was released from imprisonment in 2013.
But he doesn't have an electronic tracker, and surely it's one thing to monitor him, another thing to put a child rapist next to a childcare centre.
I will go back to my previous
Doesn't
remarks.
answer the question though, why he was put there.
Well, as I said before, the Police Commissioner has made it very clear. He knows where Mr Fardon is. Mr Fardon is he's being watched, and he is acting in accordance with the laws of Queensland.
Do you think we need to...
Does it concern you that he was so close to a childcare facility?
You know what concerns me is the amount of domestic violence that happens behind closed door each and every single day. The number of sexual offences that happen in Queensland each and every single day, about 70% of which aren't reported in this state. Yes, Mr Fardon gets a lot of media attention, but the fact of the matter is there is a lot of domestic violence, sexual abuse, sexual assaults, and we as a community have a responsibility to respond to this, not just one individual, but also the whole spectrum of violence against women and children. And that's what this government has been doing consistently since it was elected in 2015.
In terms of the analysis of the sewerage system, finding that the drug ice, its usage is it's increased in regional Queensland, how concerning is that for your government, given the money that you've pumped into trying to tackle that problem?
Yeah, I think ice as a drug is very concerning. It is incredibly frightening. I have sat down with the parents of children who have become addicted to ice, and it is incredibly alarming. We have our ice strategy. We need to revisit that as a result of the recent reports. But as I said, this is something that really does require a health as well as a police enforcement perspective. We are opening new rehabilitation centres throughout Queensland, including in Rockhampton. So we are putting money where we think it is most needed around tackling ice addiction. But as I said, this is a scourge. It is on the increase, and we need to review our efforts.